Welcome to another bonus episode of the Geeks Out Podcast 300th episode celebration and our FlameCon retrospective from the very first year of FlameCon. And coming up next, we have
my friend, and I hope he's your friend too, Kevin Wada.
Welcome for more with our retrospective look at the first year of FlameCon as part of our 300th episode of the Geeks Out Podcast. And we have with us one of my favorite artists, Kevin Wada. Kevin, introduce yourself for those few people who are not aware of your work.
I'm Kevin. I've been working in comics since, is it 2011, 2012? I don't even know. Just say a decade. I know what is time. I'm a cover artist, which I keep hearing is like the best gig because you don't have to do the like entirety of a book and like kill yourself. So I get to do covers, and I've been doing book covers lately, and YA novels, and lots of like San Diego Comic-Con promo material over the years. And it's been a lot of fun. I've had so much fun working in comics.
That's awesome. I mean, you can tell it in your work. I mean, there's such a celebration of these characters, and you can really sort of see that it comes through as a
good.
Yes.
Oh, good.
So you were among our wonderful first guests at our very first FlameCon in 2015.
Oh my God.
8 years ago, a scant 8 years ago, and you have not aged. So
it's sleeping in a bag of formaldehyde.
Whatever works. I hear that's what people do out in California, right?
I can't believe it's been 8 years.
I know.
I haven't been to every single one, but I swear like it's only been 5 years or something. It feels so new still.
It's still in your heart. Yes.
Beats loudly. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I remember that first one, and it was so exciting, and everyone was so excited to be there and so appreciative that this event was happening.
Yeah.
I mean, and there aren't many cities that you could throw it you would get like that level of attendance, I guess like LA or New York, but
yeah,
it just felt so special.
Well, I mean, yeah, we only thought we were going to get maybe 1,100 people, maybe, and it was like double that.
Oh my God.
Which was insane. But it was a crazy time, and it was only one day. It was one day that first year.
It was one day?
Yeah.
My memory, my God.
Well, I mean, we'll try and plumb the depths of your memory. What the memories that remain? What were some of your favorite memories that stand out from that first FlameCon?
Well, we were chatting about this earlier, but the venue was so special, so quirky, like an old-timey hall that was bursting with charm, and absolutely no AC, if I remember correctly.
Yep, no AC. Yep, it was a hot box. Some people were in the greenhouse, feeling the effect.
God. Yeah. Thank goodness I was not in the greenhouse. I remember that Cocky Boys was there. That stands out vividly in my head. I don't know why.
I'm not sure either.
That's not my favorite memory. I think, I mean, again, it was just the level of excitement. It was palpable. People were so pumped that this event was happening. I really can't believe it was one day. It feels like it was a lot longer than that in the best way possible.
Yeah.
And just being around other queer kids and getting to meet them and just having the space that was for us, by us, and like felt very safe. I think people noticed that and appreciated that so much.
Yeah, it was, it was great to see such a marriage of indie and mainstream artists and creators all together with you and Phil Jimenez, Steve Orlando, James Tynan, all of these people who were there, and some like new up and coming artists who, you know, who we're seeing more in the industry now.
Yeah.
How have things changed for you in the past 8 years?
You know, I always have felt like I've occupied this small little corner of the comic world, you know, with other LGBTQIA plus kids. And so I felt kind of insulated and protected in a way. And that's like a privilege I've been able to enjoy. And so for me, I guess, like watching this little corner grow more and more and see more exciting artwork that's being able to get on mainstream books and Big Two or Image or wherever, like it's been so gratifying to be part of the old guard in a way, you know, like no longer it's kind of, I mean, it kind of sucks, but it's kind of cool too. Like, and so I guess like in terms of it changing for me, I mean, it hasn't really.
Okay.
But I think the fact that this little corner that is much more diverse is growing just means that there's a thirst to see more of it. And, you know, then I get hired more.
True. Yeah. I mean, you know, I feel like if a book really wants to do well, they get a cover from Kevin Wada. You know, like it's that, you know, that variant. They're like, oh, you got the Kevin Wada variant? Okay, that's gonna sell out. So,
God, I hope so. That's the goal.
Well, I mean, like, you know, we'll talk about it and, you know, a little bit, but, you know, you've got, I showed this before, you know, we have sort of these looks with, you know, Valkyrie and Thor, you know, from the movie. But, you know, you're designing other things as well. And, you know, when people sort of think of like fashion looks as it was, you know, Kevin Wada is a name that, you know, people go to. I mean, you're doing even like on Twitter, you know, you're the X-Men paper dolls look, you know, encouraging artwork from other people as well. So
that's been such a trip. I have to like say a big thank you to everybody who contributes stuff to that, because I had no idea if anybody would. And I think like so many people who are casual artists just need that little bit of something, like a prompt, a focus, or like maybe if they're not the most confident, right? You got the doll and you can just like throw whatever you want on it and like put your stuff out there. And I'm so happy to signal boost, and it's been such a trip to like watch that.
It's always nice for like other artists to support other artists, you know, and really, you know, be an advocate, as it were. How have you seen the industry change in these past like 8 years?
I mean, again, I think it's been exciting to watch fresh styles get accepted. You know, there's a lot more diversity in terms of artists and in terms of styles, and I've been so appreciative to see that. I like to hope that like also like seeing more queer storyline. Like, I mean, obviously there are more queer storylines now. That's been really cool to see too. So I think it's just exciting to have things on the back end and the front end change. It's been, I don't know, would you say it's been slow or been like a good?
You know, I was talking with, I think it was Hazel Newlevant, praying that I did not butcher their last name as I did before. But in terms of like looking at change, like real sustaining change, that it happens slow. And while it feels slow, like some of the changes within the industry and within like comics itself, like seeing more and more queer representation, both on page and behind the scenes, has been sort of this gradual thing, and it's blowing up more. And yeah, we're now have like our sort of tokenism within the big publishing companies with, you know, celebrating Pride. You know, they have their Pride issues, and some are doing better than others in terms of not just tokenizing it for one time a year kind of thing. You know, I think it can be better, and I think we should always be pushing for better. It's that I'm happy to see it and I want to see more.
Yes, I suppose that is. Yeah, you kind of can't even really tell when you're in the thick of it, like when you're in the middle of it, like, are we doing enough? Well, I think we can all agree that we should be doing more, but what's realistic, I suppose?
For me, like, I because as a person, sometimes I've always been like, things are terrible. But it's important to recognize the positive, because if you don't, then you just get mired in the badness and you don't celebrate the great things that are happening, the great changes, you know.
Yeah.
And you have to celebrate those things to appreciate them and appreciate when they get better.
Yeah.
You know,
you got to take stock.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I know that it's just important, you know. Yes, fighting for more, always fighting for more, but not losing appreciation for what is here.
Yeah,
and where we've come from. So
absolutely.
What are you getting down and nerdy with right now? Like, what are you consuming in pop culture?
I'm so embarrassed to say that I'm rewatching The Crown, which is maybe the nerdiest thing I'm doing. And I'm not a royalist.
No,
but I do appreciate the quality of this show. And I always have to remind myself that this is like a fictionalized take on like real events, right? Like It's not about accuracy. It's about like building a character out of these real people, which must be a trip, right? If you're the actual person and you're like, none of this happened.
Right.
So I've been doing that. I've also been on the hunt. I mean, this is not really, no, I guess this is kind of nerding out on something, but I've been sort of like in my head lately about the fact that my one hobby is my career now. Like drawing used to be my hobby. So I'll meet people and be like, what's your hobby? And I'm like, I don't have one anymore. Because the last thing I want to do at the end of the day is draw. And so I've been on the hunt for a new hobby. And I got a sewing machine from my brother-in-law's mom. So I'm going to start sewing. And I don't know what the goal is. The goal is to just like get started and learn how to make a pillowcase. And then we'll see how it goes from there. Maybe I'll hate it. I hope I don't hate it.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the inevitable fashion line released by Kevin Wada. So
yeah, in like another 30 years.
You know, however long it takes, you know. You're already designing looks. It's just going into making them. So.
Yes. Yeah. Now I have to learn how to make them. Oh my god, easy.
I mean, you did such a great job in creating our poster for our after party that we had for FlameCon.
Yes.
Depicting Flamey along with several a cross section of FlameCon guests.
That was it was such an honor. What was the name of the after party?
Well, so we've had a number of names. So we've had like Fireball. We had, I think we did Afterburn maybe one year. We had Campfire.
So the name changes every year.
It has. I think we're going to, that was in like the first couple of years, because we also we did like FlameCon 2 and FlameCon, 3, I think we did. And then now we're just like Drag Race, they used to have a hashtag for every challenge. We're no longer doing that. So I think we'll just be doing Fireball. So
I like that. Keep it simple.
Now, I said that, and like last year we did an after part, or one of the pandemic years when we did FlameCon digitally. I think it was 2020. We did our after party performances was called Fire Escape. So
okay. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, we love a pun. We
Yeah,
love a pun.
yeah.
What are you working on now? What can people look forward to seeing from?
I never know like what I can actually talk about. It's the hard thing. Oh yeah, I did a talk about variants. I did a variant cover for this lovely book.
Chef's Kiss.
Chef's Kiss. So written by Jarrett Melendez, drawn by Danica Brine, colored by Hank Jones, lettered by Hassan. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher this. I'm so sorry. Hassan Otsmane Alao. Sorry.
I'm terrible with names. I am constantly butchering them. So.
They were very nice to give me like the first few issues of this. It's a great book, beautiful book. I'm so happy. I mean, I sounded like Trump there, didn't I? Great book, beautiful book. And I'm so happy that I got to like contribute to this. And there's also an anthology series called Young Men in Love I did with Joe Glass.
Oh, ciao.
And what else? I mean, I have a Patreon that I'm slowly trying to like keep up with. I realize now that I have all my work notes up here. It says dirty pics, please. That's in reference to my Patreon. I do dirty pics on Patreon, of course, like everyone else. I'm sorry.
Right.
But that's been kind of fun.
It's the OnlyFans for artists.
It really, yeah. Oh my god. And I have this really exciting YA novel cover coming out that I don't know if I can talk about, but it's a really good character. And what else? I have other books that I'm going to be a regular on, but I probably can't talk about that.
Okay.
I just like to be a tease, you know that.
Yes. Well, if people are interested in learning more and being among the first to find out when Kevin will stop teasing us and just give it to us on main, that is the works that you are teasing. Where can people find you?
I am at Kevin Wada on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram. That's it. That's simple, right? Just my name.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining this look back at our first year of FlameCon 2015. We hope to see you at a future FlameCon soon.
Yes.
And stay tuned for another interview with a past FlameCon guest coming up right now.